You might have heard of the 24-10 rule, but what does it really mean? And is it the right option for you? I'm going to be breaking down this concept to help you buy your next car without breaking the bank. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Justine. I'm a personal finance educator and enthusiast, and we're talking about the 24-10 rule in regards to purchasing your next car. So let's break down exactly what this rule means. First, 20 represents a 20% down payment towards your next vehicle. The 4 represents a 4-year loan, and the 10 represents 10% of your take-home income should go towards those car costs. Car costs include the loan payment, insurance, gas, maintenance, and registration. So using the 24-10 rule, you can determine exactly how much car you can afford. So let's take, for example, that you have a monthly income of $7,000. This is money that's after taxes and deductions are taken out. Next, let's consider a purchase price of a new car of around $20,000. With 20% down, you'd need $4,000 cash in order to make this happen using the 24-10 rule. Next, you'll be looking at a 4-year loan, and then 10% of your take-home pay. All you need to do is take $7,000 and divide it by 10 or multiply it by 0.1 to get the amount of $700. $700 should be inclusive of the car loan, the transportation costs, including gas, maintenance, insurance, any of those things that are associated with the cost of owning and maintaining your vehicle. So let's consider what those transportation costs look like. It could include an insurance payment of $100, $150 towards gas, $50 towards maintenance, $25 towards registration every month, with a subtotal of $375. That means that your loan payment would have to be around $325 per month in order for everything to be within that $700 monthly 10% amount. Now, this should give you a rough estimate of how much this is going to cost, but you'll also need to factor in the interest of that particular car loan. If you have debt and you're thinking about taking out a new car loan or adding to the existing debt, you need to understand and ask yourself, what is the most important thing right now? And keep in mind, if you have an existing vehicle, is that something that you're going to offer up as a trade-in? In which case, the value of that trade-in vehicle could be applied towards your down payment. You'll always want to look for and strive for a vehicle that's comfortably going to fit within your needs. Another way to think about how much car you can afford is by taking a look at the car price and it being no more than 35% of your gross annual income. This is the money before taxes and deductions. And you may have heard of purchasing a brand new vehicle off the lot may not be a financial benefit. That's because brand new vehicles driven off the lot depreciate up to 20% within the first year and up to 15% every year for the next 5 years. That means a 5-year-old vehicle that had a purchase price of $40,000 brand new will only be worth $16,000. A 5-year-old vehicle that was purchased at $30,000 will now only be worth $12,000. So you have to ask yourself whether or not buying brand new is the best fit for you. Oftentimes, looking for a used car that's perhaps 2 to 5 years old will help you offset some of those depreciation costs in the beginning when you're buying new. Okay, so whether you are building up that down payment or you're paying all cash for your car, which is what I personally like to do, there are 5 steps in order to help you save for your next car. Step 1, I love to do my research, especially using resources like Kelley Blue Book and Consumer Reports. I can get an idea of the safety ratings and features of the make, model, and year of the vehicle that I want to purchase. Step 2, you're going to determine the price of the car based on your research and then also just shopping online and seeing what current dealerships are offering versus private sellers. Step 3, you're going to determine when you want to purchase your car. This is something that I've seen a lot of people get tripped up in because they're often not thinking about that next vehicle until it's too late and their old car is on its last tread, literally with their tires. and they're making that purchase in a very quick instant. You want to really be planning ahead for your next car purchase, ideally right after you buy your car. But if that's not you, I really like to look at, am I buying this in the next year, next 2 to 3 years, next 5 years? Once I know exactly when I would like to have that money set aside and saved up, then I can divide that amount into monthly savings payments to myself, and then I put that into a high yield savings account. So that's steps 4 and 5. Step 4 is determining that monthly savings amount that you're going to be setting aside. And step 5 is transferring it over into a savings account. I personally love using high yield savings accounts so that I can earn even more interest on my savings. And that way I know the cash is liquid and available when I need it so that I can purchase my next car. This is exactly how my husband and I were able to save cash for our 2017 Subaru Forester, and we paid $25,000 all cash. But regardless, if you're doing an all cash buy or you're looking at a down payment, remember that all cars have sunken costs that you're never going to get back. Think about car insurance premiums that you're paying, gas, maintenance, new tires, oil changes. Those are all costs that go alongside car ownership. Now, if you're ready to start saving for your next vehicle, you can actually do this really easily inside of the Quicken Simplifi budgeting app. And let me show you how to do that real fast. When you access your Quicken Simplifi budgeting app, you're going to hover over the left-hand menu and you're going to select goals and then create goal. And they of course have the car goal front and center. So I'm definitely going to do this. And I love naming my savings goals based on the car that I want. So my husband's really into the Toyota Highlander hybrid. Let's just call it what it is, okay? This is what we're going to be saving for. And let's say the goal amount is $55,000. Again, we've been doing our research. We understand exactly how much this type of vehicle costs. And let's say we've already saved $42,000 for it. And actually, I can select the exact account that this is coming from. This says Jeep Wrangler. We changed our minds. So now we can see exactly, okay, of this account, I'm actually going to change this to what it is, 42,887. And so now you can see Simplifi did the math for me and tells me that I only have to save $12,113. So I'm going to click continue. I can set a target goal date. And let's say that I want to have this done by August of this year. That's pretty fast, right? But then it's going to automatically calculate the monthly contribution. I need to be saving $931.77 every single month for the next few months in order to hit this 55K target. Also, I can see exactly if I want to change the date to April 2025, or if I don't want to set a target goal date, I can do that too and keep it loose. But I always really like setting goals for cars. That way you have the cash set aside and ready to go. Again, in case you get into a freak accident or something catastrophic happens with your car where you're no longer able to drive it, I love having the cash on hand so I can quickly make decisions. So I'm going to hit continue, and then I can also include this planned contribution as part of my monthly spending plan. I can say, yes, I want to set this aside as part of that spending plan, or I can keep it separate. And then you're going to create your goal. Now, keep in mind, when you set up savings goals inside of Simplifi, Simplifi doesn't move the money from one account to another. You're actually going to have to log into your financial accounts on your own and make those transfers happen yourself. You can set that up as an automatic contribution, which I personally like to do. It's one less thing to worry about. Or if you're unclear of how much you can truly save in the month, you can make this a manual process and just check in with yourself by setting a reminder on your calendar to go ahead and make a transfer with whatever money and amount that you can do so in that month. So I'm curious, what kind of vehicle are you saving for? I'd love to know what you're scoping out and researching. Comment below and let me know what car you're saving for. I said the Toyota Highlander hybrid. I also really like Jeep Grand Cherokees. I just want a nice luxury SUV that would be great for road trips with toddlers. So if you have your suggestions, drop them below. And don't forget to check out the Quicken Simplifi budgeting app. The links are in the description box, and we'll catch you in the next one.